This will surprise you, but Hell Let Loose is actually full of Easter eggs and they are hidden in places you wouldn't believe. So here are 10 Hell Let Loose Easter eggs you didn't know existed. Number 1. Mendez's head in a jar. Yep, you read that one right. If you didn't know, this is Mendez, and back in the day he was a really popular meme in the Hell Let Loose community. Alright, you get the point. The devs were well aware of those memes, and when they launched the Eastern Front maps, they decided to surprise the community with a little Easter egg, Mendez's head in a jar. The truth is, there is another theory, a darker theory, which supposedly states that the devs did this to send a message to the community. The message is that if you continue to make memes about Mendez, your own head will end up in a jar. No, I'm kidding, I just made that one up. Anyways, you can find this Easter egg in every yellow house on Kursk and Stalingrad, and in every T-shaped house on Kharkov. A few years ago, the head was a lot more visible, but I guess in order to make it less obvious to players, the devs adjusted the lighting and made it darker. But you can still see it fairly easily if you turn your brightness all the way up. Pretty spooky stuff. Number 2. Sanchez the chicken. You may wonder, who is Sanchez? Well, he's Sanchez, the marching chicken. If you wonder where you can find him, well, he's on Foy in this barn here, and if you wonder why I call him Sanchez, well, because on Kursk, exactly here, you can find another Easter egg. A metal plate that has a marching chicken drawn on it, and also we can see the text Sanchez written at the top, and Zur Rettung, which translates to the rescue, written at the bottom. What do you think of this cock? Number 3. Maximilian Rea. If you didn't already know, Maximilian Rea is the founder of Hell Let Loose, and there are plenty of Easter eggs that refer back to him in the game. Like this Maxolian poster, which is a reference to
Nitrolian, sec Ocytopin, Bruxelles.
That, but it is combined with Max's name. This poster can be found on the Purple Heart Lane map in the Cabbage Patch objective and also all over Sainte-Marie-du-Mont map. Another reference to the founder can be spotted on one of the ships on Omaha Beach located in the Draw objective. There are also 2 other references that I believe are some of the coolest Easter eggs in the game. One of them is on Hurtgen Forest, and it's a pretty big one. If you open your map and look on the German half of the map, you can make out what seems to be a face. This green portion is the hair, this is an ear, Jacob's barn and Hurtgen approach points are the eyes, and this section here is the beard. Whose face do you think this belongs to? You guessed it, it's Max's face. And the other one has to do with this book. If we look on the right side of the book, we can see the text Maximilian, and under it we see some letters and dots that indicate this is a Morse code. And this Morse code translates to... This backstory starts in 2010 when Max was horrendously sick due to the altitude while skiing. When he was snuggled up in front of a fireplace and drinking coffee, he wrote the game design document of Hell Let Loose. This book can be found in some buildings on Omaha, Remagen, Sainte-Marie-du-Mont, Sainte-Marie-Église and Hill 400 maps. So there we go guys, we now know how Hell Let Loose came to life. Future developers, take notes. Number 4. Developers' pets. Besides those funny Easter eggs, there are a few sad ones as well. Around the game we can find a lot of tributes like this one, located in the left tower of the Lunderdorf Bridge on Remagen. This Easter egg features 2 dog pictures with text under each one of them. The one on the left says, "The talented Mr. Ripley Payne. Little Rip, rest in peace our mattress boy, we love you." And the one on the right says, "Riley Beans Payne. Big Rise, our cheeky chicken dancer, we love you." Also on Remagen, exactly here near the Schlieffen-Ausweg point, you can see 2 dog statues. And even though this has not been confirmed yet, I have a feeling they have something to do with those 2 dog pictures that we saw earlier. And located here we can see a statue of a cat playing with a ball. Once again, this has not been confirmed yet, but I believe believe it has something to do with this writing in the sand, Lucy was here. I say that those two Easter eggs are linked because next to this text we can spot a cat paw in the sand. You can find this text over here near the dark green point on the Omaha Beach map, but only while playing the offensive game mode. The last pet Easter egg is this grave that has the name Luna written on it. You can find it in this graveyard on the Saint Marie du Mont map. Number 6. Tacmap Easter eggs. Besides the Maximilian face on the Hurtgen Forest map that we talked about earlier, there are a couple of other map Easter eggs in the game. For example, on Foy in H1, exactly here, we can see a small Hell Let Loose symbol. Also on Kharkov in F4, here we can spot another one of those symbols. Now, the coolest one I could find was this one on Utah Beach. If you follow these small footsteps, you can see that they lead to an X, and if you go to this X, you can find an empty treasure chest. Ahoy me mateys, the gold is stolen. Number 7. Tales from the front. On Remagen, but this time on the left tower of the Lunderdorf Bridge on the American side, we can find this awesome comic book. And on its cover we can see an accurate representation of what veteran players would call a nightmare of a Hell Let Loose game, featuring the mute commander, the no-Gary squad leader and the solo tanker. If you ask me, this is pretty much how I also imagine players that play this way to look like. The cool thing about this Easter egg is that this comic book cover was originally posted on Steam in the Hell Let Loose artwork section by Moskan TNT. Moskan is a very talented individual and he has 85 other Hell Let Loose cartoonish style drawings. I will leave a link to the others in the description below if you want to check them out. This Easter egg is one of my favorites and I hope the current devs come across Moskan's work and add some of those cool drawings in the game. Number 8. Snowmen. There are two snowman Easter eggs in the game. One is a mini snowman and he is hidden in a pot on Foy. His location is exactly here and the other snowman is located on Kharkov exactly here. This one is a lot bigger than the one on Foy and even though their height is not the same, they do have one thing in common. If you shoot their body, nothing happens, but if you shoot their heads, you can clearly see blood splatters. Interesting. Number 9. Mini tanks. On Saint Marie Eglise in this bathtub, the exact location on the map is here, we can find a mini tank with the text B33R on it. This text is a reference to the Beer House Hell Let Loose server community. But besides this tank, on Carrington next to the town center, exactly here in this red car, we can find a rat toy tank. This tank is a toy-sized version of the rat P1000 tank. The funny thing is that besides this mini tank, 1 year ago on Hurtgen Forest, a few meters away from the edge of the map, there was also a fully sized rat P1000 tank, but sadly it was removed in the 13.5 update. Another cool fact is that at some point the devs clearly had some plans to use or make a game mode involving this monster. I say that because while researching more information about this tank, I ran into some screenshots in which we can clearly see this tank being deployed on what seems to be Saint Marie Eglise. Number 10. El Alamein. I didn't expect this, but El Alamein has a bunch of Easter eggs spread out between the planes on this runway. The most common one is the text T17, which stands for Team 17, the company that now owns Hell Let Loose. Do not unscrew this screw, if you do, you're screwed. This is a joke written on the hull of one of the planes. A really good one, boys. BM43VA is another text that can be seen on a few airplanes and it stands for Black Matter Forever. Paul 4, Catherine 7. This is a reference to two Team 17 crew members. It's Mean This Fault, another reference to a former Team 17 crew member. And this logo is another reference to a former Hell Let Loose moderator, Fatsax. There are a bunch of other Easter eggs in Hell Let Loose, but the reason I only showed 10 in this video is because I am not sure if anyone actually finds this interesting to watch. Even if I loved every second of making this video, there is no point in making another one or a longer one if you guys are not gonna watch it. But if you do want to see more Easter eggs and want me to make another video like this one, just like it and comment make another one. I'll know what I have to do from there. Oh, and if you stuck with me so far, I will tell you a little secret. There will be another one life attempt video coming this weekend. Have a good one.